Let's talk about this issue further now with Inkosi Mwelo Nonkonyana, who's the chairman of the Eastern Cape Congress of Traditional Leaders of South Africa. That's Contralesa in short. Inkosi Nonkonyana, good evening to you, and thank you so much for your patience. And we know you've been waiting for quite some time. But let's just start first with, when you look at that particular meeting that you had with COCTA and various other leaders, would you say that for you it was a productive meeting that's looking at curbing some of the deaths that we've seen?
Well, good evening to you. Compliments of the new season. As Contralesa nationally and in this province in particular, we are really concerned. And Contralesa is the organization that has raised this issue. And it is for the second time that our national government is coming to the province. But regrettable, they didn't see it fit to consult Contralesa. I hear your intro suggesting that no, we were not part of that meeting, we were not invited. All we can see a divide and rule strategy, and that, in our view, is going to militate against the unity of traditional leadership that we desire as Contralesa, because we firmly believe that a radical approach is necessary, and that traditional leaders themselves must be in charge or to administer initiation of boys to manhood in terms of our tradition and custom. We have made this point as far back as 1996, and we continue to make this point. And unless and until that happens, unfortunately, we are going to continue to count cops. We're going to continue to count boys that are not men at all. And really, we're crying tears with all our families in this regard. Hence, we were calling that there must be a traditional leadership in Ndaba in the province. And fortunately, with our provincial government, we have agreed that that must happen 4 years ago, but it has not yet happened, but we're still in engagement with them with a view that it should happen. We have firmly believed, therefore, that this will be resolved only if all of us are under one roof. Yeah. From the families, that is our communities, from the institution of traditional leadership in all spheres, and with our kings, as of course with all our houses, and of course with our own government, so that we can sing from one hymn book, as it were. So that is why, therefore, really we've got a dim view of this visit, and we had advised the national government that they should actually consult with all of us under one roof, with a view really to address this issue.
And I know you talk about taking this dim view, but there's something I want to just probe further that you said. You say there's a divide and rule, and also that you were not part of this meeting. So two questions arise there. Who is behind this divide and rule in your view, and also who was there if you were not?
Of course, our members who are serving in the houses apparently were there. And some of our kings were invited there. And again, we find that it is really an insult to the institution to invite our kings to leave their kingship, their kingdoms, to come and go to a town in East London. And to us, that really is taking our kings to a very low level. But some of them, of course, were there. They did consult. We did talk to them yesterday, and they felt that they may go just and listen. But all of us in the province were of the view then that let us all sit, because Contralesa has a proposal that has been made, and this is now consulting widely on his proposal with a view to arrest the situation. Because we are of the view that this custom, properly administered by a proper institution, of course supported by the government, there will be no death at all.
Have you raised this concern with government as well as the other organizers of this particular meeting? Because you mentioned a very critical point to say that all of you must be under one roof. And that has been sentiments that have been echoed by a number of, the bodies that are interested watching this particular, story unfold, even with the communities as well. So have you raised this concern about your lack of presence in that particular meeting?
Oh yes. In fact, I did actually raise with our own engagement with our provincial government. But with the national government has deemed not to consult us at all. Hence, our own president, Inkosi Mwelo, who actually requested me to stand in for him in this interview, is also expressing an alarm because although it's a national government that is coming with this initiative, they have not been engaged by the national government. Hence, we are of the view that the relationship that exists in the Eastern Cape province between us and our own provincial government, which has yielded some positive results. I think the solution should come from the ground rather than from the top. Hence, we have raised this issue last year when there was the first visit. It looked like that the ministry is going ahead to do that. I'm made to understand that after this consultation, they will consult us again as the senior traditional leaders. They will consult also the so-called junior traditional leaders aside. I don't know what they want to achieve by doing that, because to us, time is of the essence. The season for winter is almost next month as far as we're concerned. Preparation should start now. Talking should have started last year as we have raised this issue. That is why, therefore, we are really, really perturbed by the stance that is adopted by our national department in this regard. We hope that they will listen to this voice of reason, that there is a need to consult Contralesa and all other stakeholders in this matter, and with a view, we sit down and arrest the situation, because we believe that we are capable of doing that. And if we are going to work hand in glove with our government, we'll be able to uproot this mischief, which actually has tainted this custom of ours.
And we'll certainly, reach out to the department to also get their sense as to what exactly is going on here. But Inkosi Nonkonyana, please allow me, before I let you go, to indulge us in another issue. This afternoon, we saw the president signing into law the expropriation bill, and you then listened to a political party, for example, like the African Transformation Movement, speaking about the fact that for them, a lot is still outstanding. They still want to see Inkosi play a much more greater role when it comes to the issues of land. How do you react to the signing into law of this expropriation bill?
Well, it is a right step to the right direction, but quite correctly, we're far from addressing the issue. The 13% that we have agreed with our national government that it should be transferred to traditional institutions, to kingships and everything else, in line with, of course, the Ngonyama Trust in KZN, should actually be extended to all. We had agreed with our national government around that, but up to now, nothing has happened. The 87% is still in the hands of the haves. The have-nots have nothing. That is why, therefore, we are of the view that when we're talking about inequality, when we're talking about poverty, unemployment, we're going to continue to sing about these things unless and until the land is returning back to the rightful owners. The rightful owners are traditional Inkosi leaders of this country. Of course, living with everybody, because our forebears have agreed a long time ago that let us live peacefully in South Africa, black and white. And we're committed to that. Hence, we are of the view that that matter, the question of land, must be addressed, because we can ill afford to see our people in the slums, and we are still actually we feel very, very bitter, because many of our people that were swept away in KZN because they were living in squalid position along the seas because of the scarcity of land would have averted. That is why, therefore, we really saying it is a right step in the right direction, but we call upon our government to do more.
All right, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. That is Inkosi Mwelo Nonkonyana, the chairman of the Eastern Cape Congress of Traditional Leaders of South Africa. Will also extend a right of reply to the Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, especially at national level, about some of the issues that have been raised about this meeting.